Hello friends, myself Smita here, and this is our fifth class of GST in TallyPrime. So in this class, we will learn purchasing capital goods, asset, how to enter the goods, those are capital goods with the GST percentage. Then we will learn about different GST rates in a single invoice. Means in a single invoice, we will enter the products having different percentage of GST rate. Then we will go for debit note, credit note, that is purchase return, sales return with GST. Next, we will check how to enter the invoices of purchase and sales for services within the state and intrastate and between the states, interstate. Then we will learn how to enter the invoice with the amount of bill along with that is which is inclusive of GST and GST with goods and services both. So let's start with the first one, purchase of capital goods. See, till now we have learned how to enter the invoices, purchase invoice, sales invoice along with the percentage of GST, that is 18% we learn. Now we will learn how to create GST invoice for the assets purchased or the capital goods purchased. So what we have to do when any asset is purchased and GST is paid on that, it should be entered through purchase voucher, and here we have to change it that mode to invoicing, account invoicing mode. So whatever asset you purchase, it should be entered through purchase voucher. So, and the second thing, create asset ledger, provide GST rate and other details. Generally what we do, we provide GST rate to the goods. But now we are purchasing the asset, then in that case, we will provide GST rate to that asset only. Now, the example is on 1st of July, company purchased a machinery of rupees 50,000 plus 12% GST from Galaxy Machines Limited. The number is given, number starting from 27 8 months. The dealer is from Maharashtra, regular dealer from Maharashtra. So this is what the transaction is. Now we will enter this transaction, and for this we need to create machinery ledger. While creating the machinery ledger as a fixed asset, we have to provide GST details, and here are the GST details for that particular ledger. The HSN code of the machinery, it is purchase taxable, rate of GST is 12%. So let's start creating the ledgers. First of all, we will create machinery account. Machinery account is a asset account. So this is our company Alpha Suppliers Limited. Go to create ledger machinery account. This is our fixed asset. Okay. Now as it is asset, inventory values will not get affected. So keep it no. Is GST applicable? Yes, GST is applicable on this asset, and here we will set the GST rate. So press yes. Why? What is the HSN code for this machinery? Have one Excel sheet also where I have mentioned all the GST numbers and everything. So machinery code GST number is this one. I will just enter the machinery code, that is HSN code for machinery. Now whether it is taxable or not. See, this is a capital goods, right? So nature of transaction will always be, I have given the screenshot of this GST details. So just go for the options available. See, as this is a capital goods, we are buying it from whom? We are buying it from the dealer, which is from the same state, that is from Maharashtra. So this will be purchased, and purchased from the purchase taxable. So here are different options. Nature of transactions are available. Whether it is a branch transfer, import, export, exempt, import nil rated, imports taxable, whatever the options we have, choose the right option from this. And if you have no confirmation whether it is purchase taxable or what, or might be, it might happen today we purchase that machinery from the same state, in future we might purchase the machinery from other state. So in that case, either select the right option from this nature of transaction, otherwise go to the first one, that is not applicable. You can go for anything. So I am selecting purchase taxable because this is within the state purchase and it is taxable. This is a very important. Nature of goods is very important. This is capital goods. So never skip this to not applicable. Is it taxable for reverse charge? No. It is ineligible for input credit? No. It is eligible. Whatever the amount will be as an input GST, we will get set off for this. That is ITC we will take for this purchase. And what is the amount? Rate of GST is 12%. So integrated 12%, central and state percent will be 6%. Enter. And whether this is service or goods, this is goods. So press Ctrl A to save. Next is ledger of the creditor. So Galaxy Machines Limited is the creditor. Galaxy Machines Limited creditor it is. So select the group as sundry creditor, and we have to provide the details. The state is the same state, Maharashtra, and PAN number is Control C, Control V. What I will do, I will delete last three characters and first two characters. So this is the PAN number. He is a regular dealer. That company is a regular dealer of Maharashtra. Enter, enter, enter. So this is how we have created two ledgers. That is machinery ledger and creditors ledger. As we are buying this machinery within the state, we need input CGST, input SGST that we have already created. Both the ledgers should be created under duties and taxes, and for CGST ledger we will select GST central tax, and for SGST ledger we will select the tax type as the GST, that too of state tax. So let's start entering this transaction on 1st July 7 2022. Company purchased a machinery of 50 lakhs. So go to voucher. It is purchase voucher. So press F9, and now here we have to change mode to accounting invoice. Keep in mind the accounting invoice mode has to be turned on. Either you can go for accounting invoice or you can enter this as a voucher. So better to have accounting invoice. So purchased on 1st of July. Supplier invoice number will be, suppose name of the supplier is Galaxy Machines Limited. So GML 100. Party Galaxy Machines Limited selected. Otherwise we can create from here also. If there is any tracking, select that receipt note number, purchase order number, party details are as it is, Control A. Now we will select the ledger machinery account. Just a minute. Machinery account, amount of machine is 50 lakhs. Now see, it is asking for the tax classification details. This appears as because I have enabled, go to F12, modify tax details rate GST. While entering the invoices, it also offers you to modify the tax details rate, tax rate details for GST. If this question is enabled, after entering each and every product, it asks for the rate for that particular product. So rate in the sense whether you have purchased it from within the state or outside the state. So this is purchase taxable. It gives you hint also which type of classification should be selected. So press spacebar and select the purchase taxable as a tax classification details. And after entering that machinery ledger machinery amount, we will add input CGST, SGST. It should get calculated automatically again. If it is not getting calculated automatically, something went wrong. So this is how we can enter the purchase transaction for assets purchased, being assets purchased. So you got it. If you want to check the tax analysis, GST analysis, go to Control O, tax analysis, and press Alt F1 or Alt F5 for details. So the purchase taxable value is 50 lakhs, and the rate per that machine for CGST and SGST, for every both of them will be 6%. Total rate is 12%, but for CGST it is 6%, SGST it is 6%. So press Control A. So this is how we enter the transaction of capital goods purchased. Same way, while selling, you can go for sales of capital goods. Now the next one, different GST rates in a single invoice. Till now we have entered purchase transaction, sales transaction of the goods having just one single GST rate. Now we will purchase the goods of different GST rates. For example, we have purchased following goods from Digital House on 1st of July. Number is given, a regular dealer of Maharashtra. What we have purchased, 10 HP Pavilion computers, 40,000. GST rate, we have already created this with 18%. And the new stock item is 10 mouses. Mouse we have purchased at the rate of 250, and GST rate is 12%. See, there is a difference between the GST rate and the HSN code is given. Okay. So we have purchased following goods from Digital House. So let's enter the purchase transaction. Now I will create all the edges through invoice only. So first of all, I have opened a invoice, purchase invoice, and I will change it to invoice mode, item mode. The date is 1st of July. So 1st of July, we have purchased two articles from Digital House. So name, number of the invoice will be DH100. Party name, we have to create this Digital House. This is creditor and from Maharashtra only. Party GST number is this one. Just I will copy paste through my Excel sheet. I have this GST details. I'm just leaving that PAN number, entering GST number. Okay, now provide the receipt note number or any tracking available. Provide the details. This is purchase ledger. Now it is asking the classification of the particular purchase. So it is purchased within the tax, within the India, within Maharashtra. So it is purchase taxable. So what we have purchased? We purchased 10 HP Pavilion computers. HP Pavilion to MG Road, go down. 10 computers we have purchased for 40,000 rupees. Yes. And then we have purchased a new item, mouse. So HSN code is available, GST rate is available. Mouse. So Alt C for creating new stock item mouse, and mouse is not a computer, so I will create new group for stock items. Stock group will be computer accessories. This is a primary group. And should quantities to be added? Yes. I will not say the GST details for this group. For each individual stock items, we will provide GST details. So keep this question as no. Category will leave it. Units will be numbers. Now we will provide the GST rate. So press Y from your keyboard to provide GST details for the mouse. So HSN number is 84716060. 84716060. Tax will be calculated on value. It is taxable. Don't go for RCM, reverse charge applicable, not applicable. Is ineligible for input tax credit? No. The rate is 12%. So just provide 12 and it is goods. The second screen will appear where in which godown we will store this goods. So we purchased 10 mouse at the rate of 250. So 10 mouse at the rate of 250. Enter. So in this invoice we have computer HP Pavilion for which GST rate is 18% and mouse having GST rate 12%. So all the products we have entered. If there is any other product, give the details and then come out of this total. See, here is the total. So come out of this total by pressing enter, and now we will enter GST ledgers, that is input CGST, enter input SGST. Now we will check the GST analysis for this invoice. How to check the GST analysis? Press Ctrl O from your keyboard, select the GST analysis and press Alt F1 or Alt F5 for details. See, total purchase taxable is 4,02,500, in which the computer HP computer amounted to rupees 4 lakh and mouse amounted to rupees 2,500. So these are the taxable values, in which HP had 18% GST, which is bifurcated to 9% for CGST and 9% for SGST. Same way for mouse, it was 12%. So 6% for CGST, 6% for 12 SGST. So total tax is 72,300. So this is what the GST analysis, having different GST rates in a single invoice. Just press escape and now press enter key for providing GST e-way bill details. As the total value of the bill is above 50,000, we have to provide e-way bill details, the transporter's name, where it is dispatched, from where it is dispatched, all these things. I'm just saving it by pressing Ctrl A. Press enter key. It will ask for the bill wise details for this particular bill. So number of bill number is DH100, being goods purchase. So this is how we can enter the transaction having multiple GST rates in a single invoice. Next part is debit note, credit note. We know debit note and credit note are the part of accounting vouchers. When we when we need to pass such notes, debit note is issued for purchase return and credit note is issued for sales return. So whenever there is a purchase return provided, invoices are already raised. So in case of goods purchased and we are returning the goods to the supplier, in that case we will create debit note, and credit note will be provided for sales return. So suppose we need to create a debit note for the, just now we have entered a purchase transaction, and for that we will enter debit note. Just now we purchased 10 HP computers and 10 mouse, right? So out of which we returned 5 pieces of mouse to digital house on 2nd July. So in the earlier transaction, we purchased the stock, and now we will return 5 pieces of mouse to digital house. So this could be entered through debit note as it is purchase return. And while entering these details, we should take care of the GST charge while purchase transaction. The same should get reversed in debit note. So let's start with entering debit note for this purchase return. So debit note, how to open this voucher, debit note voucher, it is Alt F5, or you can go for F10 and select debit note or type debit note. It is the shortcut key is Alt F5. This is debit note dated 2nd 7 July. Party name, what was the party name? Digital house. So digital house, tracking is not available at present. Now ledger. While entering debit note, credit note for purchase or sales return, we should not select purchase ledger. We need to create a new ledger, but it will be under the same group. So we will create the ledger purchase return. So press Alt C, purchase return account. This will be under purchase ledger, and just similar to that purchase ledger, we will apply applicable the GST we will applicable for this, but we will not provide GST details as GST details are provided for the stock item. So it is goods. So this is purchase return. Again, it is asking for the tax classification. If you don't have the confirmation, just select not applicable. Otherwise, this digital house is from Maharashtra, so it will be purchase taxable. Either you select this correct one, otherwise don't select the not applicable. Now mouse were written from MG Road go down. How many mouse we have written? 255 mouse at the rate of 250. Enter. And just similar to purchase invoice, what we will enter, we will provide the input CGST ledger and input SGST ledger. See, in this, though we are using the same ledgers, it is a debit note. It will reverse the purchase transaction that was earlier entered. Again, provide GST details, yes. And here we need to provide the reason for issuing this debit note. It is the options are given. You can select the same. It is a for us it is a purchase return. For that particular party supplier it is sales return. So supplier's debit note, credit note number can also be entered over here, but I'm just keeping it as blank. Enter. Here it is important, while creating any debit note, credit note, it should get adjusted against the original invoice. So here we will select against reference. The original invoice number was DH100. Enter. And our debit note number is 1. This is automatic numbering. We can change the numbering by altering the voucher type to manual numbering or with advanced configuration. So this can be done for in the real life, and the narration will be being goods returned due to inferior quality. See, what we will do, we will check the GST report. For this, go to display more reports, GST reports. This was a purchase, no? So we'll go to check GSTR2 and just change the date range 1st of July to 31st of July. See, these are the purchase transactions. Till now we have entered 2 transactions in the month of July. Enter. First one digital house and the second one is Galaxy machine. It is for the fixed asset that we have purchased, and here we purchase mouse and computers. I'm pressing escape key and see, for debit note, whatever the goods purchased and the GST was adjusted, it was reversed back through debit note. See, it is the heading is credit or debit note register 6C, and it is reversing 1250 as a total GST amount, sorry, a total voucher amount. In that 150 is a GST, CGST tax, and sorry, 75 is the CGST. We will just configure this for separate columns for all both the taxes. So 75 for CGST, 75 for HGST, it gets reversed back. Okay, so this is how debit note or credit note works. The next part, intra-state purchase and sales of GST services. Now we will learn how to enter the transactions having services. Purchase, we purchase some service, we provide some service. These things we will learn now. On 1st of July, company provided dry clean services. We provide dry clean services. The SAC code. See, for services, we provide SAC code. For goods, HSN code is provided. So, dry clean services has this SAC code amounting to rupees 4 lakh plus 18% GST to Maharashtra traders, regular GST trader of Maharashtra. GST number is given. So, just like purchase of goods, we will create different ledgers like purchase ledger. We are sorry, this is sales, no? So we are creating, we will create sales ledger. Sales ledger in the sense dry clean services. This is what we provide. So it is a service, dry clean service, and it will be under the direct income because we provide service and we earn money. So it will be under direct income. We will provide details of GST in this ledger only. Then we need creditors ledger and GST ledgers, that is debtors ledger and output GST ledgers. So let's start creating the ledgers. See, here I have given a screenshot of direct income ledger, that is dry clean services. So pass this entry through sales voucher it is. So direct income ledger, dry clean services, debtors, creditors. I have given the details of both the entries. This is sales entry and this is purchase entry. So I have given the details of both the entries. So first we will create dry clean services. So let's create, we will create the voucher, sales voucher directly, and this is the sales voucher. The date of the voucher is on 1st of July. So 1st July. And now as we are providing these services, this is item invoice. We will change this mode to accounting invoice. Enter. So this is sales invoice with accounting look, accounting voucher look. Party name to whom we have sold, just pressing page 1, page up. Dry clean services to Maharashtra traders. So party name, we don't have that debtor. We will create it Maharashtra traders. It is debtors, and from Maharashtra itself I will provide GST number. I have created a list of all the traders. Okay, so this is how we have created debtors ledger. Now we will create the dry clean services ledger. Dry clean services ledger, that is under direct income, as we are in the services of dry clean services, so it will be a direct income for us. And here, just like capital goods, we will provide all the GST details to this ledger itself. So select GST is applicable, yes, and provide GST details by pressing Y from the keyboard. SAC code is 999712 712. Is it non-GST good? No. Nature of transaction. See, again, we don't know whether dry clean services will be provided to the customers within the state only, or from outside the state, or from the seas, or we export the service. So we have no confirmation. So always select not applicable while creating that GST ledger details. It is taxable, yes, this service is taxable, and the rate of GST will be 18%. So it is 18%, and it is type of supplies service. So how much rate? It is 4 lakh. 4. Now again it is asking whether this transaction is sales within the state, within outside the state, or what. So it is giving us the hint कि you should select sales taxable. So press sales taxable. You can type sales taxable. The option will get highlighted. See, if this option is not appearing on your screen, what you will do? Just now I have shown, go to F12 and provide this one. Modify the tax rate details while invoicing mode. Okay, so we have provided the service ledger. Now we will use GST ledgers. As this is sales, we will select output CGST. Amount should come automatically. Output SGST, enter. You can check the GST analysis by pressing Ctrl O, press enter. This is a new reference. I have altered sales voucher with automatic numbering with advanced configuration. So it is the third invoice being services provided. This is how we can enter sales of service with GST percentage. The next is on 2nd July, company paid for digital advertising 1,50,000 plus 18% GST to Star Publicity, a regular dealer of Maharashtra. So we will enter this transaction through purchase invoice. Again, keep it in mind, we must enter this through accounting invoice. So change mode to accounting invoice. On 2nd July, we sold this to we purchased this through Star Publicity. So Star Publicity SP 100. We will create new ledger Star Publicity. This is our creditor. And from Maharashtra itself, we will enter the GST number. This is the GST number of Star. Something went wrong here. Okay. If there is any tracking, select it. Otherwise, press Ctrl A. Now what we have purchased? We have purchased a advertisement services. So digital advertisement service we have purchased. So we will create another ledger, digital advertising expenses. So this is always our indirect expense, and GST rate is applicable. Provide GST details. SAC code is 998361. 998361. Then nature of transaction at present, if you have no confirmation whether it is within the state we are purchasing or outside the state, so just select not applicable. Taxability is yes, taxable it is, and the percentage is 18%. 18%. It is service. Press Ctrl A. The amount of the bill was 1,50,000. So 1,50,000, and just like here also you have to select the purchase taxable. Just type purchase taxable, and just like purchase of goods, we will enter input GST ledger. So input CGST and input SGST. So this is how we can enter the GST ledgers for purchase and sales for services, being goods, being service purchased or hired. So this is intra-state purchase and sales. This is we have already completed. The next thing is intra-state purchase and sales services inclusive of GST. This is yet another concept of GST invoicing. See, we have already entered the transactions of services, purchase and sales along with GST. But here is some another one of the another example of GST. On 1st July, company provided dry clean services to Excel Solutions 19, that is a West Bengal dealer, regular dealer of West Bengal, amounting to rupees 2 lakh, inclusive of 18%. This 2 lakh has GST inclusive in it. So GST should not get calculated on 2 lakh. It should get calculated on some base amount by adding all the amounts, that is main amount, base amount plus GST amount. It should get the invoice value should be 2 lakh rupees. So 2 lakhs are inclusive of both GST numbers amounts. So let's enter this voucher. So 1st July, company provided services. So it is a sales voucher, and as we are providing service, it should be in the accounting invoice. So on 1st of July, we provided service. To whom we have provided this service? So Excel Solutions. We will create new data, Excel Solutions data, and he is from West Bengal. So first of all, you have to change the state West Bengal. So it is interstate purchase sales. It is sales. And I have the details of his GST number. I'm just pasting over here. Provide the details of tracking of all the sales order, delivery note and all. Now the next part is dry clean services, and this amount should be inclusive. So at this invoice creation mode, what we have to do, we have to press F12 configuration at invoice screen and enable provide amount inclusive of tax ledgers. This feature needs to be enabled over here. So how to enable this feature? We are in the invoice mode, either in sales or purchase invoice mode. Press F12 for configuration, and here is the question: provide amount inclusive of tax for ledgers. Press it, convert it into yes, or enable this feature. Now I will select the service or whatever the goods. So dry clean services, the amount. Here we will enter the amount which is inclusive of GST. So total amount should be 2 lakh. I have entered 2 lakh. See, after entering that value, the dry clean service value is amounting to rupees 1 lakh 69. It means 1 lakh 69 plus some GST amount will convert the total value of the invoice into 2 lakh rupees. So just press enter. This is whether interstate sales, within the state sales, whichever is there, select it, and hint is always given. So just type interstate sales tax, and here we will provide GST output. It will be, see, if you check CGST, it will not show because it is not within the state, it is outside the state. See, output IGST. So this is 30,000 something, and see the value of the whole invoice will be 2 lakh 0.01 paisa. So it is 2 lakh only. New reference being services provided. So this is how we can enter the transaction in which the amount is inclusive of GST, whether it is service bill or it is a goods sold or purchase bill. We have to enable provide amount inclusive of tax ledger, this feature, through F12 configuration. And the next part is GST invoice with goods and services. Now here we will merge both goods and services in a single invoice. On 31st July, company sold 5 computers to Digital Computer. The GST number is given. Also charge 10,000 for installing software in the computers. Okay, so we've sold computer, that is goods, also provided installation service, that is service it is. So in a single invoice we will charge for the goods sold and the service provided. So let's start providing creating this invoice. So it is sales invoice, right? So again sales invoice, as there is both items as well as services, we should start with item invoice. So change this mode to item invoice. Select item invoice by pressing Ctrl H. The date is on 31st July. So 31st July. Party name, to whom we have sold, to Digital Computers. I have Digital House. We have to create new data, Digital Computers. This is data and is from Maharashtra or what? I have to just check it out. Yes, it is from Maharashtra. Here is the number. I will add this screen also to the PPT so that it will be easier for you to have all the GST numbers and SAC code, HSN code for all the products. It is regular dealer. So just press Ctrl A. Sales ledger will be sales account. Now, if you want to select the tax classification detail, you can select it. Otherwise, keep it as not applicable. Now, what we have sold, HP computers. We have 10 computers in our stock. We have sold 5 computers. Now, as we have enabled inclusive of tax feature option, it is asking for inclusive rate. So just check whether that rate is inclusive or exclusive. Accordingly, you can add the rate in inclusive of rate column or regular rate column. So we don't have that rate. Next is, after adding all the stock items, get your cursor down to this total. So press Control once again, enter once again, and here we will provide new service, that is installation service. So I will create new ledger, software installation services. These are the incomes. So it is direct income and we have to provide GST details for this ledger also. So I have the GST details, that is SAC code number is 998314. 998314. Again, is it non-GST good? No. Nature of transaction, we will not select this option. We will keep it as not applicable. It is taxable one, and the rate is 18%. So 18% is the GST rate. It is service, yes. So how much we have charged? We charge 10,000 for this work. So it is not rate. We will directly enter the amount in amount column. Again, it is sales taxable or which type of transaction it is, select it, or the hint is given, select accordingly. After providing both the details, that is goods sold and services provided, we will provide GST details, that is GST calculation. So it is sales, so we will select output CGST and output SGST. So again we will check the report, GST analysis report in this screen. For this, press Ctrl O, GST analysis, and press Alt F1 for details. See, taxable value is 2,60,000, in which software installation charges was 10,000 and the computers was of 2,50,000. Again, software installation has 18% GST rate, so it has calculated for CGST, SGST, And for computer, again, it has calculated 9%, 9% CGST, HGST. So this is how it was calculated. Total tax arrives at 46,800. Just press escape key and press enter for details. Provide GST e-way bill details. Press Ctrl A, enter, provide new reference which is already there, being goods sold and service provided. So this is how we can enter the transaction having both goods as well as services. GST invoice with goods and services. So just go through the whole class, practice the same, also practice the questionnaire attached with this, and try to solve more and more problems based on this GST concept. So thank you for the day. Thank you.